Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And greeting to everyone. Welcome to our presentation. The topic of our presentation is as mentioned on the slide. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we would like to thank the organizer for accepting us to be part of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we have heard about the universal health coverage. As a start, we would like to share a brief description about the universal health coverage so that we can understand how it relates to the issues that we are going to discuss later. Ladies and gentlemen, to achieve universal health coverage, retention of manpower in healthcare services is very important. Furthermore, providing an adequate, equally distributed, and high-performing health labor force is also necessary. Therefore, a country has to continuously intensify the efforts to strengthen the needed human resources in order to further enhance the healthcare delivery system. However, ladies and gentlemen, in Malaysian public healthcare, there is an issue of public doctors leaving the public service. It was due to several reasons, mainly joining the public sector. The scenario of their resignation that happened in the last 10 years is illustrated on the slide. Due to their leave, several concerns were highlighted, such as the imbalance of or disparity in the distribution of doctors between the public and private sectors. Other than that, the brain drain of trained and experienced doctors from the public health systems was also highlighted. Whether we realize it or not, shortages in public medical doctors could create difficulties for the country to provide civil society with universal and balanced public healthcare access. Consequently, it will impact the missions toward achieving universal health coverage in the country. Perhaps a question may come to our mind. What was basically the main reason that motivated them to leave? Ladies and gentlemen, as far as turnover is concerned, many studies emphasize that actual turnover among healthcare workers started with turnover intention. Out of many reasons, organizational justice was one of the reasons that was found to influence turnover intention among healthcare workers. In Malaysia, in particular, some studies have indicated about several matters related to justice that contributed to some organizational issues among public healthcare employees. Some issues related to justice among public healthcare workers in Malaysia are mentioned on the slide. And according to some studies conducted in Malaysia, these issues led to job satisfaction, which subsequently contributed to a higher intention to leave among public doctors in Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, if we look into the issues that I have highlighted just now, we can say that they are theoretically related to organizational justice. Based on those highlights, we may understand that the Malaysian public doctors have an underlying sense of injustice that contributed to their job dissatisfaction, which led to an elevated intention to quit the public service. However, as far as we could search, we have not found a dedicated study measuring the effect between organizational justice and turnover intention, specifically among doctors in the public sector in Malaysia. Therefore, we could say that the linkage between these two domains remain underexplored. On this ground, we recommend a specific study examining how organizational justice could predict turnover intention, especially among public doctors in the country. And beside organizational justice, organizational citizenship behavior has also been found as a factor to influence turnover intention. However, we could not find that organizational justice, organizational citizenship behavior, and turnover intention are combined in a single study, particularly in the Malaysian public health sector. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next parts of our presentation. Here, we would like to share some inputs that we gained from the literature review to support our hypothesis. As displayed on the slide, previous studies have shown that organizational justice had an inverse relationship with turnover intention. It means that when employees have a higher organizational justice perception, their turnover intention will decrease and vice versa. As shown on the slide, the components of justice impacting turnover intention that we learn from the literature review are distributive justice, procedural justice, interactional justice, and also temporal justice. Brief definitions on these components are written on the slide. As we mentioned earlier, organizational citizenship behavior was also discovered to be uh, having an inverse relationship with turnover intention. And based on these circumstances, it may be hypothesized that organizational justice, organizational citizenship behavior, and turnover intention may be correlated with each other. Therefore, we propose that testing all these factors together in a single mediation model. It is to see whether organizational citizenship behavior can mediate the linkage between organizational justice and turnover intention significantly. And ladies and gentlemen, beside the three factors that we have highlighted just now, and there is another factor that we consider for our paper, that is the personal norm of reciprocity. And some studies have revealed that reciprocity norms, either in its positive reciprocity or negative reciprocity, could moderate the interaction between behavioral outcomes among organizational members. Therefore, we would like to include the personal norm of reciprocity, or to be more specific, positive reciprocity and negative reciprocity as the moderating variable in our proposed framework. Its objective is to investigate how the contingency effect of reciprocity norm could modify the effect between organizational justice, organizational citizenship behavior, and turnover intention among the Malaysian public doctors. Here is our proposed model together with 14 hypotheses. We are proposing a framework consisting of four components of organizational justice with five hypotheses as the independent variables to predict the direct effects on turnover intention. Furthermore, there are also three hypotheses proposed to test the mediation effects of organizational citizenship behavior on the relationship between organizational justice and turnover intention. Our expectation is that the extra role behavior among public doctors in Malaysia could indirectly relate organizational justice to their turnover intention. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also proposing three hypotheses which represent the test of moderation effects of positive reciprocity. Furthermore, there are also three hypotheses to test the moderation effect of negative reciprocity. In this moderation test, we hope that it could further expand the body of knowledge about the impact of organizational justice on organizational citizenship behavior and turnover intention in the presence of moderating variable. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the significance of the framework that we are proposing. First, we hope that it could further extend the body of knowledge about the integrated factors that significant in predicting the turnover intention. As an outcome, a model consisting of diversified factors predicting turnover intention could be developed by a study using our proposed framework. Next, related study may become a source of reference for the public healthcare organizations in the process of designing policies or plans of action to deal with their employees' behavior, particularly turnover intention. Finally, participation in the proposed study also gives an avenue for the public doctors to self-evaluate their desire, whether they want to stay or have a high intention to leave their organization. As a conclusion, we would say that the public doctors play a vital role in leading the public health sector to achieve universal health coverage. As the actual turnover begins with the desire to live, we would say that turnover intention among public doctors needs a specific study. Since justice matters for turnover intention, taking organizational justice together with organizational citizenship behavior and reciprocity norms as part of the issues in future study is also important. With that, we thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.